big step for the town of Cicero to take this initiative. And I'm a wholehearted believer that this is going to do great things for the Hamlet. And I'd be happy to take any questions from the board or from the public.
Any questions?
I have one question. Does that say that if somebody wants to paint their property, they have to go to the planning board to request it?
Yeah.
See where it says paint?
On the top of number 1?
Number 9.
No, number
Number
9,
nine.
where it says paint, planning board review required, yes?
It would. I think what would happen is, in this situation is, if it was a commercial entity, and Wayne would be able to make the call, the planning board or the development person would be able to make the call on that. It's not necessarily, and actually, now I look at this is an older version because it doesn't talk about the Hamlet Gateway on this PowerPoint presentation. But really, it should be able to be handled by Wayne in this point.
Okay, so that's kind of,
Yeah.
that needs to have either qualifications or change.
Yeah, it may need to
I
be
can
changed.
imagine the planning board getting,
Yeah. Well,
200 requests to paint.
right. Well, and just so it's clear too, the fact of the paint aspect is we have no set standards on color, only guidelines, suggestions, which I think is helpful to someone interested in trying to improve the Hamlet. We provide some recommendations about historic use of colors. I mean, what we don't want is neon colors and colors that detract.
Yeah, that's
Or
obvious.
pink or something.
Right.
All the way to the planning board would be a little bit
Right.
over the top.
Thank you, Paul. Great presentation. I'll open the public hearing at this time. And solicits comments from those who are in favor of the project. Thank you, Carol.
Thank you, Mr. Brzezinski. I am in favor of this form-based code. I, however, almost decided to speak on the other side of this, being not in favor. The reason is that I've had experience with this so far, intimate experience, and it has been, I hesitate to say nightmare, but it has been very difficult for me. Mr. Tarwacki, you just brought up something that it says, yes, needs to be reviewed by the planning board for paint. And then, Paul, you rightly said, no, that I think there have been some things that have been less than clear. Now, I received from this board a waiver to build during the moratorium. And I understand that during a transition period, there are going to be some fits and starts and speed bumps along the way. Unless I misunderstand what I was told, and my architect and my engineer understood at various meetings, it wasn't until tonight that I understood that a doorway, in my business, a patient entry doorway on Route 11 was required. I've spent time and money trying to figure out a way to have my real entrance at the back of the building in addition, because all my patients drive to the office, and still accommodate what I thought was a requirement of the form-based code, that there be a Route 11 entry. That's the only objection I have to this. But I can't build my dental practice with an acceptable floor plan, beginning with the existing building I have now, with a door forced on me on Route 11. And yet, that's what I thought I was forced into it. Now, Paul, you very kindly helped me understand this evening, and I appreciate that. But I've been going months and many dollars and many revisions trying to figure out how I can accommodate this doorway with the function of my practice. Without going into great detail, the way a dental office flows has its own character, just like probably any business does. And the design that I have actually submitted to, and it's been, I guess, approved by the town board, has been referred to the county. I'm not sure how these things exactly go, but it's like going to the county next. I'm going to pull, because I can't live with that. I feel it's important. This construction is because I need to grow, In order to grow, I need another dentist. The other dentist, I want to be able to be next to me, not at opposite ends of the building. But we've tried over and over, hours and hours, trying to move the rooms around so they can all fit, and we can accommodate this door with people being able to walk in from Route 11. And it absolutely cannot happen. We have confidentiality, we have safety concerns. It cannot be a functioning door. Now, maybe I misunderstood for these past 6 months that didn't have to be a functioning door. If that's the case, I'm pulling that plan, we're going to submit another one without a functioning door. If it is the case, I am going to pull the project and maybe come back, maybe try and get some kind of relief. So I have been elucidated tonight. Paul, thank you for your help. I am in favor of this, but I would point out that at least now, and at least between me, my architect, and my engineer, we've had a difficult time understanding what we thought was required.
Well, first of all, I would just like to thank you for being patient, because I've been in some of those meetings,
You did it.
and I can understand your frustration.
Thank you.
You've been very accommodating.
Thank you.
And there's just one comment. We do have a planning board chairman here, and he's probably going to frown when I make this comment, but I'll say it anyhow, because I've said it before. You started before we came up with any of these new rules. You were the one that said, tell me what I need to do within reason, and I'll do it because I want to be in with the project. I don't want to look like the new guy that did something wrong. I want to start the flow. I want to start the design.
Right.
I still, Pat, I don't agree with the front door. I don't agree with it.
Do I get a chance to comment?
Oh yeah, we'll let you comment. I don't agree with the front door. Anything else besides a dentist office, a doctor's office, or something like that, that's great. But that's been my position from the beginning, and it's still my position.
And mine. Thank you.
Does anyone else who'd like to speak in favor?
My name is Helen Carroll, I live at 5419 Dunn Street, and I'm in favor of this, and I would like to thank all of you for letting me be involved in this. I enjoyed it, and it's very educational.
Thank you. Does anyone else who'd like to speak in favor?
Yes, I'm Bob Popick, 8764 Riverside House path. I'm really in favor of this. We've been dragging this for a long, long time, and I know there's a lot of things, a lot of hurdles to cross over, but I think I'm in favor of this with a little common sense, and I think a lot of common sense would go a really long way. This is not Midtown Manhattan, this is not Toronto, this is not LA, this is, for God's sakes, Brewerton. And I really like to bump it up just a little bit, and I think this is a great, great start.
Just so that everyone knows, Mr. Popick has taken it upon himself to, I believe, what is it, are you up to 4 or 5 buildings, Mr. Popick?
Yes, we've got 2 of the oldest houses in Brewerton now, and we've got the houses at the water. We're just trying to clean them up and try to make this place look like
The old Tyson's Marina,
the river rat.
or the Riverhead, excuse me. Has a full bait service down there now, slips for boats. He took it upon himself to start before this project started too, as Dr. Carroll. Is there anyone else who'd like to speak in favor?